It's time now for Countywide, a special presentation of Yavapai Broadcasting News. Join Paul David and Jenn Cohen as they talk with our community's leaders, newsmakers, and people in the know. You'll hear about the hot topics that affect all our lives in Yavapai County. And now, here's today's Countywide.
Hello and welcome to Countywide. I'm your host, Jenn Cohen. Thank you so much, as always, for joining us. Today we will be talking about the Eric Marsh Foundation for Wildland Firefighters. Wonderful organization. We're going to jump right into that today. We're talking with Amanda Marsh. She is the founder and president of the board. Thank you for being here.
You're
Appreciate
welcome.
you, Amanda. Check out ericmarshfoundation.org. ericmarshfoundation.org. Great website. It's going to have everything on it that we're going to talk about today. Absolutely all the contact information, absolutely all the references to all the events that are going on, the way to shop, the way to donate. Everything you're going to need is going to be on ericmarshfoundation.org. Okay, Amanda, you started this, out of a very, very sad story. Would you like to share a little bit of that with us?
Sure. I started the Eric Marsh Foundation for Wildland Firefighters in 2014, and it was created out of the ashes of the Yarnell Hill Fire, which claimed the life of my husband, Eric Marsh, and 18 of his fellow Granite Mountain hotshots. It was the largest loss of firefighter life since 9/11, and it was we lost a quarter of the Prescott Fire Department in that day as well. So it was devastating for our small community. And I started the foundation as a way to save myself because I was so lost and really drifting in that time without an anchor, because Eric had always been the keel of my boat. And so I was really just mired down in the tragedy, and created the foundation as a way to bolster myself and move forward.
Excellent, excellent. And through that, you're able to help other families that may have lost a firefighter in action. Do we say in action?
In the line of duty.
In the line of duty.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So the Eric Marsh Foundation, the reason why we began really was to raise money for next of kin of wildland firefighters killed in the line of duty from the 2014 wildfire season and on beyond that. So I started to notice, once I was able to kind of come out of my own fog just a little bit, I was able to see how many other people were being affected by the very same kind of tragedy that I had been through. Not to the scale of the loss, the amount of people that were lost in the line of duty like ours, but the pain is the same and the loss is the same for individuals. And so I really wanted to be of service and to help these folks, and I feel blessed that I've been able to do that.
Yes, absolutely. And you're becoming quite the name. You've got, when we look you up, you're everywhere. So you're doing an amazing job. Starting from a heartbreak into this organization that is supporting, not just here, but also in Colorado. You have a big connection to Colorado as well.
I do, and that is an interesting connection. Eric and I were engaged in Colorado, in Ouray, Colorado, on an ice climbing trip. And so Colorado was a big part of my heart anyway. And I was able to get involved with their fire community on different levels just by happenstance, which was amazing to me. So when I'm given the opportunity to be of service, when someone asks me to come and speak, a fire department or a Rotary Club or anything like that asks me to come and speak, I always view it as a sign of something I'm supposed to do. And so I don't hesitate, but I go. And so it allows me to have connections in different communities. It's a big connection there. We have a connection in Wyoming. We have connections in really everywhere, all over the United States. But
well, certainly there's wildland firefighters everywhere.
Everywhere.
So when they invite you to come and speak, what do you speak about?
It depends. In Colorado, I just did a series of talks on the wildland urban interface. I have a master's degree in wildlife biology and range science, and so I did study a lot about the wildland urban interface. And because of my connection to that, because Eric and the Granite Mountain hotshots were killed fighting fire in the wildland urban interface, I felt like that was a good place for me to speak. It a good place. It was an easy, hard, but a simple kind of reference for me, as in we live in these communities. If we live in these communities, we have a responsibility to our firefighters, both wildland and structure firefighters, who are first responders to these big fires in communities, and it's our responsibility to mitigate for wildfire, like clearing brush and trees around our house and
Certainly.
stuff. Yeah,
I know that's very big right now. We've been talking about defensible space. We've had multiple cleanups. We've had all the fire marshals on the show and talking about how important that is this year. You hate to even have the words come out of your mouth, but it looks like it could be a really, really hard year for wildfires as early as it started.
Absolutely. We've had some really damaging fires already in Prescott. Just a couple weeks ago, we had the fire there in Prescott Valley, and it burned structures, and this was a grass fire. It's not common for grass fires to start and be pushed that way and to consume structures, but this one did, because of the nature of our lack of moisture right now. It's a big deal. It's a very big deal. And the high winds and the dryness, it's sad to say, but it's coming for us too.
That was a Viewpoint fire that started on the side of the highway and pushed right up and took out a few homes, and then it's very volatile right now, and that but it puts us all on edge, but you especially must be put on edge.
Well, I always am concerned I'm a horse person, and I'm always concerned about the livestock and animals that are being affected in these communities as well, and I'm always talking about making sure that we have evacuation plans. That sometimes the fires are so quick, like the Viewpoint fire, that it was hard for people to even get out to be able to take their animals. One of my friends had to evacuate and had to leave her horses behind. It happened so quick. So it's important, though, in the event that you can, take your animals with you, that you have an evacuation plan put in place for them too.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Now, a big thing recently was the release of the Granite Mountain Hot Shot movie, which I know that you had quite a lot to do with, actually. You were on the ground with those folks, helping create that movie and making sure that it was an accurate portrayal of what had happened to Eric and what you had gone through at that time. And I know that you did a lot of personal work with the actors who were involved in that movie. Are you happy with the outcome?
I am.
Yeah.
I am. I am always of the belief that when people put their heart and soul and they have their best intentions in a situation, that there's very little that can be criticized about it. So a lot of people, ask that question, and it's a very valid question, and my big response is always, they had the best of intentions, and they wanted to do everything right. They wanted it to be as authentic as possible, and they invited us all in to be a part of it, so that our loved ones could be represented authentically within the movie itself.
Nice. It's nice that they were willing to do that. You don't hear that much with Hollywood.
It was awesome.
It was awesome.
I felt like if we were going to do the movie, that we needed to make it as real as possible, and so that's why the relationship between Amanda and Eric, played by Josh Brolin and Jennifer Connelly, it's so dynamic, is because I was very real with how it was to be a hotshot wife, and how it was to be married in that world, and what it was like for us as individuals.
Yeah, that's a different type of world.
It is.
To be married to someone who's in a service of any sort, be it the military, be it the police, any sort of fire fighting, I couldn't do it. I know from an early age, I could not marry someone who was a policeman or a firefighter, because I couldn't deal with that constant not knowing, that constant danger of what if, and you lived it, and I'm sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
We're going to take our first quick break. We're talking with Amanda Marsh, who is the founder and board president for the Eric Marsh Foundation. Check out ericmarshfoundation.org. We'll be right back. We're going to keep talking about the Eric Marsh Foundation for Wildland Firefighters, so don't go away.
It appears these hot ashes are about to be dumped, which could possibly start a wildfire. How will Smokey deal with such a hot situation? The garden hose defense. Next, a thorough stir. Then another spray. And finally, feeling if the ashes are cool. Ah yes, the selfie. A ritual practiced so frequently with this tribe but not so much by Smokey Bear.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Being prepared is a part of who you are, but it's especially important in the case of a disaster. Be informed about possible emergencies in your area. Make a plan that covers where you'll go in an emergency. Build a kit with the things you need to survive. There's no one more capable of planning for your situation than you. Start your plan today. Go to ready.gov/myplan.
And welcome back to Countywide. I'm your host, Jenn Cohen. We're talking with Amanda Marsh. She's the founder of the Eric Marsh Foundation. Check out ericmarshfoundation.org, the Eric Marsh Foundation for Wildland Firefighters. Okay, so what have you accomplished in the past couple of years?
Well, we've been doing really well. We have donated quite a bit to line of duty donations for next of kin. I'm really proud that we have opened up what our definition of next of kin is to roll with the modern times. So that has been expanded, which makes me very happy. Yeah. So more people are able to benefit after a line of duty death. We have done a lot of scholarships for different wildland academies. We have traveled all over the United States supporting firefighters, and we just did FDIC about 3-4 weeks ago, which is about 30,000 firefighters in the city of Indianapolis. Wow. So we've done that. We were able to be part of, I was able to be part of the movie, and we've done a lot. The scholarships have been really fun, though, because Eric created the Arizona Wildfire and Incident Management Academy out of his living room with his ex-wife. And they built this entire academy from their living room. And Eric taught a lot for the S-130, 190 courses, which is the introduction to wildland firefighting. So we like to help guys that show a need and who have a passion for the wildland firefighting career to get into these classes through the Arizona Wildfire and Incident Management Academy. We have just started to do a donation to the Colorado Wildfire Academy, and just this week we were able to send 4 donations for the New York Wildland Fire Academy.
Well, how about that?
Yeah, so we've been doing well. Already this year we have donated in the realm of about $12,000.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. Now, where does the money come from?
The money comes from the sale of our merchandise and donations. So our merchandise really drives our foundation. We have it split in a way so that our retail program pays for our overhead. So it pays for our salary to our executive director, it pays for our office assistant, it pays for our rent, it pays for all of our bills. It's a really fabulous way to run a nonprofit like ours because we're not using any donations to pay for those things.
Brilliant.
Yeah, so the merchandise really, it pays for our travel when we go to these different academies and stuff like that. So it's really good. And so donations that come in then are used for our programs, which we have a PTSD program for wildland firefighters. We have the line of duty donations for next of kin. We have our scholarships. So we have a lot going on, and we're able to utilize all of and we also actually take care of injured wildland firefighters from this region, which is Region 3, which wildland firefighters injured on the job.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're really hands-on.
We're really hands-on. Yeah. It means a lot to me because of where I've been, and I want to do good work.
Right. And I love how you assist with covering the cost of therapy. PTSD is a real thing. Originally it came about in fellas that had seen war and combat, but PTSD can happen from the loss of a loved one, from being involved in a fire, from any sort of tragic event, a car accident. PTSD is now something that's widely accepted and something that it's very difficult to handle on your own.
It is.
So the fact that the Eric Marsh Foundation will assist with helping firefighters with therapy is huge.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's a big deal to me. I almost took my life in 2015 because of all this. And so I decided that I wanted to not just help myself, but help wildland firefighters as well. We lose wildland firefighters to suicide every year. And wildland firefighting takes place in incredibly dynamic environments where medics are. Sometimes it takes a medic 45 minutes sometimes just to get to a hotshot crew or a smoke jumper or someone who's injured on the fire line because they're in the wilderness. They're so far out in the backcountry. And so these guys really suffer and struggle. And when these crews become disjointed at the end of the season, they lose their brotherhood, they lose their community, they lose the people who went through this event with them, they lose the fire. And so they're all over the United States and they're by themselves and trying to handle things that happened to them on the fire line from the previous season. And it's cumulative, so these things happen over and over again, and it's very difficult. So there's addiction issues and there's all kinds of stuff, as you would find in any community, any cross-section of the American population. But for me, my heart is there, and so that's who I want to help.
Yeah, that's amazing that we don't think about that. We don't hear about that. And yes, it's true. Of course, at the end of the season, everybody goes home and your family's gone.
Right.
And that's tragic in and of itself.
Absolutely. These guys and gals live together for 2 to 3 weeks at a time, sleeping on the ground, sleeping in the dirt, working side by side, sometimes 18 hours a day. This is very hard work. And they become a family. And when they get split apart, it can be very damaging.
Right. So that in and of itself is tragic.
Absolutely.
Even if all the fire season stuff goes well at the end of the season. Wow, it's even a harder job than I thought.
Right?
Oh my gosh, that makes it even harder.
And then we have secondary PTSD that infiltrates back into the families once these guys and gals come home. And so there's a lot of dynamics at play here.
Oh my gosh, so it's wonderful that you're able to help in so many different ways.
Thank you.
Able to help the family if they've lost someone, able to help the families that are in it right now, and of course the firefighters that are in it right now. If you want to get involved and you want to do some donating to the ericmarshfoundation.org, you can go there, ericmarshfoundation.org. The shop is online, all the merch.
Yep.
All the merch is there. Great merch, by the way. Cool belt buckles and cool t-shirts. And the t-shirt from the movie, which I think is awesome. The horse t-shirt. Amanda's horse t-shirt is there. Like, we got to sell like 1 million of those. Or just a direct donation. Yes. Of course, there's also ways you can get involved with a recurring donation. And we'll talk a little bit more about donations when we come back from our next break. But make sure you go to ericmarshfoundation.org. We're talking about the Eric Marsh Foundation for Wildland Firefighters. We're talking with Amanda Marsh, the founder. We have a little bit more time left in Countywide. But we're going to take a break, but we'll be right back, so don't go away.
This is Bruce Morrow, Transportation Manager for Cottonwood Area Transit. Remember, we cover the entire Verde Valley and Sedona. Cottonwood Area Transit has you covered wherever you want to ride in the Verde Valley, all day, every day. Take Cottonwood Area Transit through Clarkdale, Verde Village, and from 26 locations in Cottonwood. With Verde Links, it's a quick and easy trip to Sedona every day. Don't forget our connectors to Camp Verde. Visit cottonwoodaz.gov for Cottonwood Area Transit and take a seat. Let's go ride.
to expect when you're expecting.
Like here?
A teenager.
Today, I'm going to show you how to teen-proof your home. First step, hide the car keys. Preferably somewhere they would never look. Challenges will come up. Be ready for them. Hi, honey.
I'm ready for the... Mom, you don't use mannequins in the mannequin challenge.
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
If you don't fix them, sparks from dragging tow chains could cause a wildfire, and that could be scary. Hi, Smokey. Only you can prevent wildfires.
And welcome back to Countywide. Just a few minutes left. We're speaking with Amanda Marsh, who is the founder of the Eric Marsh Foundation for Wildland Firefighters. Check out ericmarshfoundation.org. We were just talking about the shop and how you can help the organization raise money by shopping, by buying t-shirts and hats, or you can make a donation. Now, there's several types of donations that you guys accept. Amanda, would you go through those?
Well, we accept checks, absolutely, cash donations too. And PayPal, you can donate on PayPal, and you can become a monthly champion to our foundation, which is $19 a month, and that's significant because we lost 19 hotshots. Sure. So those are wonderful ways. We need donations to be able to do the significant work that we do, to be able to help people in need. It takes a community of people who love us and want to be to help financially drive us. Mm-hmm. We need that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Another great way that I noticed is through smile.amazon.com.
Yes.
Everyone uses Amazon these days. And when you go, you have an option of having some of the proceeds go to a charitable organization, and they give you a list. Well, hey, Eric Marsh Foundation.
It's easy.
It's part of smile.amazon.
The other day, I was looking at our bank account, and there was a donation that came through Amazon for money from Amazon Smile. So yeah, it works.
That's great.
It definitely works. You can also create fundraisers for your birthday on Facebook for us.
I've seen that recently.
Yes, a lot of people have been doing that, and it is awesome.
I've seen that.
And my birthday is coming up on June 17th.
Oh my gosh.
I will be 43 years old.
Oh my gosh.
So I think donating in honor of that
absolutely
is great.
Very good.
This year, it's significant for me, my birthday, because I turned the same age as Eric was when he passed away. Yeah, so it's a big year.
That's a big one. And you've got some fundraisers coming up that you can actually go to and participate. June 2nd, the Yarnell Hill Run. This is a household name for a run, the Yarnell Hill Run. We've heard of this one, and that's happening, of course, in Yarnell on June 2nd. So you want to check that out. You can go to yarnellmemorialrun.com for information direct about that, or you can just go to ericmarshfoundation.org and you'll see the list of what's happening. So the Yarnell Hill Run benefits the Eric Marsh Foundation.
It does. It does.
Excellent.
And it also raises money for their fire department and for, I think, the Billy Warnicke Foundation, which is cool.
Excellent.
Which was another one of our 19. Sure. And yeah, and we're always there. We're always a presence at the Yarnell Memorial or the Yarnell Hill Run.
Okay.
And it's just a fabulous way to spend time together to honor our Granite Mountain Hotshots and the little town of Yarnell.
Yeah, there you go. And then the barbecue, the open house barbecue. It's happening June 29th from 4:30 to 7:30, 409 West Goodwin Street in Prescott, which is where your office is located, which is where your shop is located.
It is. And this is a significant thing for us because the crew used to have barbecues. And so we wanted to do a barbecue. We wanted to do something that honored them. And so we wanted to have a barbecue at our shop, which is significant that way. So come on out. It's $10 donation to eat with us. Just covers your plate, really. Mm-hmm. And we'll be having an open house. You can buy merchandise that day. Yep. And then we'll be having a bit of an after party. at Matt's Saloon, where the Central Arizona Fire and Medical Service will be, their pipes and drums will be there.
Super. Oh,
yeah.
Those guys are awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so check that out. That's the Open House Barbecue. It's happening on June 29th from 4:30 until 7:30. Go to ericmarshfoundation.org. Everything we've talked about today is there. A link to all the different ways you can donate, a link straight to the shop, a link to all the events that are coming up. There's several ways you can help, how to get involved, more backstory, delicious, yummy videos, all kinds of great stuff. You can give them a call at 928-277-0744 if you know someone that perhaps may need a scholarship or want to help in some way. You can call them. You can go in person, 409 West Goodwin Street in Prescott. Either way, check it out. Amanda,
please,
thank you
check it out. Thank
for
you.
being here. Thank you for what you're doing.
Oh, it's my honor.
Appreciate you. Awesome. All right, that's all the time we have left for Countywide. Thank you so much. We'll see you again next time.